Welcome. In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to make movement and smooth movement in Scratch. Now, let's get into it. Quick note for the viewers. If you want to only see the smooth movement part, then you can skip to the part of the video on screen. That's all. Thank you. Alright, so after naming my project, I start by making a basic player for the game. Now, you don't need to do this, but I just want to do it, so yeah. Now that that's done, I start by getting a when green flag clicked block and a set X and Y to block so the player snaps to the center of the screen. Next, I grab a forever block, which literally makes whatever you put inside of the block repeat forever. After that, I'll combine an if block and a when key press block. Now, I'm going to set it to the right arrow key just to start. And I'm also going to grab a change X position block so that it can make the player move. I'll show you how that works in a second. Finally, you can put that in the forever block and test it by starting the game and holding the right arrow key. Now, it does move the player, but it's a bit too fast. I'm just going to lower the value here to about 3, and that should make it a pretty good speed. Now, I'm going to duplicate the entire if block and replace the key press with left arrow and replace that change X by with -3. So now it will move left instead of right. And you can press either key and it will move you in both directions. But there's still one thing left to add. You might have noticed that the player is always facing right, but this is an easy fix, so let's just do that really quick. So you're going to need the point and direction block, and also you can set the rotation style to left right, either using this little button over here or the block itself. So then you want to put the point and direction block inside of the if statement and make sure it says 90, because when you click on it, the arrow will be pointing to the right. Then you can duplicate it and put it in the second if statement and reverse the arrow so now it's pointing to the left. And here is the finished product. Now you can press the left and right arrow keys to make the player move left and right in that direction. It will also look in that direction. You may notice that this movement is a bit weird because it stops exactly when you stop. And we want to make it a bit smoother. So if you want to make smooth movement, then keep watching. Now, if you did skip to this part of the video, I will need you to get these blocks for now and put them together. But if you already have it, then just follow what I say. So remove the change X by blocks from the if function, but you can keep one of the blocks because we will need it later. Then you want to create a variable, which is basically just something that can store data in our game. In this case, it will store the speed of the player. So that's why you should name it X speed. Now, once you have that, you can drag it from the side panel into the slot in the change X by block, and then put that into the forever block. Then you can drag out the change X speed by block from the side panel and put that into the first if statement. Then, like before, you can duplicate it and make it -1. And then when you put that into the other statement, you can test the game out. And while it does work, it's a bit too slippery as you'll move really fast. So we can adjust that with a simple block. You can drag in a set X speed to block from the sidebar, and then move to operators where you can grab a multiplication block and then put that into the X speed. Next, actually just take the label block for the X speed and then put that into the first space in the operator block. Then in the second box, you can input the number 0.8 and then put it somewhere in the forever block and click play to test the game. Now, as you can see, the player smoothly slides to the left or right when they press that arrow key. This basically works because it sets the X speed to a lesser number of itself, and so it will always make a bit more friction so it's not as slippery as before. Now, if you make the number even smaller, like 0.5 for example, it will add too much friction and it will make it not even smooth at all, so that's why I'd like to keep it at 0.8. Okay. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. See you next time.